Imagine your company, right? Like taking its absolute top-tier engineers, spending literally millions of dollars, and physically building a 5-foot-long computer keyboard just for a joke. A joke that will be completely deleted from the internet in exactly 24 hours. And if that was your company, you'd probably be fired instantly.
Absolutely. Security would be escorting you out before lunch.
Right. But if you do that in Japan, you're basically considered a marketing genius.
It's a completely different paradigm.
It really is.
Yeah.
So if you're an overseas fan of Japanese pop culture or, corporate culture in general, welcome. Because today's deep dive is an exclusive, highly curated top 10 countdown of Japan's most insane multi-million-dollar corporate April Fool's pranks. We are talking about the ultimate concept of, adults seriously wasting money for a laugh.
And we really do mean serious money here.
Massive budgets. But before we get into the actual countdown, we need to talk about the context because, April 1st isn't just a random spring day in Japan, right? There's a lot more going on.
Yeah, the timing is critical. So April 1st in Japan is actually the start of the fiscal year. It's the start of the academic year. And crucially, it is the very first day for all the brand new corporate hires across the country.
Man, the pressure. Just imagine this. If you're listening to this right now, picture hundreds of thousands of nervous 20-something university grads, and they are all packed onto these incredibly crowded Tokyo commuter trains.
Exactly.
And they're all wearing these identical, crisp, black blazers. I think they literally call them recruit suits.
Yes, the recruit suits. It's arguably the most stressful, rigidly conformist day of the entire year. The societal pressure cooker is turned up so high, it is practically whistling.
Because everyone is terrified of making a mistake on their first day. Like you are agonizing over using a period instead of an exclamation point in an email.
Right, which means ordinary people, the actual workers, they have absolutely zero cognitive bandwidth to prank each other. The traditional Western idea of April Fool's like putting a whoopee cushion on a coworker's chair.
Yeah, you can't do that in a mega bank.
No, it's completely impossible. You destroy your career on day one. So what happens is the burden of levity, so to speak, is outsourced to these massive corporations. It acts as this institutionalized safety valve.
A giant exhaust pipe to let the steam out.
Exactly. They treat it as a highly scheduled, high-budget festival of corporate performance art.
Okay, so to set the baseline for this adults seriously wasting money concept, we have to look at Google Japan. Because they don't just do digital jokes or funny homepage doodles. They build physical, ergonomically disastrous hardware.
The mechanical engineering they deploy is just staggering.
It really is. They built the Gboard bar, which was their proposed solution to the problem of having to look up and down at a normal keyboard. So they built a 5-foot-long yardstick keyboard.
Where every single key is placed in one continuous straight line.
Right. And they shot this ultra-serious Apple-style documentary for it. The best part is the visual of 2 employees sitting at a desk typing on this one massive stick simultaneously from opposite ends.
And they escalated it the following year, too, with the teacup keyboard.
The teacup. Explain that one because I couldn't believe the photos in our source material.
So they took a traditional ceramic Japanese teacup, the kind you get at a high-end sushi place, and they meticulously covered the curved outside with dozens of functional mechanical switches. You physically squeeze the hot ceramic cup to type out your emails.
And then they follow that up with the rotary dial keyboard, where you have to use a 1950s spinning telephone dial to select one letter at a time. It's an absolute nightmare for your wrists.
Yeah.
But, okay, here's my question. Why burn this kind of capital? Because they didn't just build props. They actually put the 3D printer schematics and the open source code on GitHub.
Yeah, that's the genius part. If you look at it just as a joke, it seems like a waste. But it's not. It's actually a brilliant HR recruitment strategy.
Wait, really? For recruiting?
Yes. Google Japan is in this massive, cutthroat talent war for elite developers. So by dropping these insanely complex open source schematics for a ridiculous joke, they are flexing their developer culture. They're telling the best engineers in the country, hey, look at the budget and the freedom we give our teams. We let our people build joyful, stupid things just to see if they work.
Wow. It's like a multi-million-dollar mating dance for software developers.
Exactly. They attract top talent by proving they're the most fun place to work.
That makes so much sense. Okay, now that we understand the stakes and the budgets, let's dive into the official top 10 ranking that completely shocked foreign audiences. We're counting down from 10 to 1.
And these early entries highlight what the sources call the borderline rebellious phase of Japanese corporate culture.
Right, starting at number 10, Sega, and the 3% bluer logo.
This is a masterclass in minimalist satire. Sega put out this deeply serious, incredibly jargon-filled press release announcing a massive corporate rebrand.
And the rebrand was literally just making their iconic blue logo exactly 3% bluer. Like, a difference so microscopic you can't even see it on a normal monitor.
Right, and the press release was full of this bloated marketing speak. They actually provided the before and after hex codes for the colors just to prove mathematically that a change happened.
I was dying laughing at that.
Yeah.
Because they are so clearly mocking modern corporate bloat. You know, those multi-million-dollar logo redesigns where a company uses like gravitational pull diagrams to justify making a red circle a millimeter wider.
Exactly. And the reason this surprises foreigners is that people overseas often stereotype Japanese corporations as hyper-serious and humorless.
Yeah, super rigid and hierarchical.
Right. So seeing a legacy brand openly mock its own identity like that shows this really unexpected, rebellious corporate self-awareness.
Okay, so that's the minimalist approach.
Okay.
But moving to number 9, Square Enix went in the exact opposite direction. Maximum overproduction with the Liquid Metal Slime news broadcast.
Right. So the Liquid Metal Slime is this really famous, incredibly frustrating mascot from the Dragon Quest games. It gives you huge experience points, but it always runs away before you can hit it.
It's just this tiny metallic blob of pure gamer rage.
Yeah, and Square Enix framed this annoying little blob using the hyper-serious visual language of a CNN cable news broadcast.
They built a whole physical news desk with professional anchors, scrolling chyrons, the whole breaking news package.
And faux interviews with marine biologists claiming they found one on the ocean floor. The sheer flawless production value is what shocked everyone. If you watched it on mute, you would genuinely think a major scientific discovery just happened.
It's that total tonal whiplash, which is exactly what Capcom did for our number 8 spot. But they didn't just make a fake news show. They straight up vandalized their own upcoming game.
The Pragmata Mega Man vandalism.
Yes, Pragmata was this highly anticipated, ultra-somber sci-fi game. It had state-of-the-art ray tracing, like millions of dollars spent making the lighting bounce perfectly off the astronaut's helmet.
Very prestige, very serious. So serious. And they released a new trailer for April 1st. The gorgeous lunar landscape is there, the orchestral music is swelling, and then suddenly, the hyper-realistic protagonist is just wearing a clunky, low-polygon, 1998 retro Mega Man suit.
The confidence required to do that is staggering.
Yeah.
To take your upcoming multi-million-dollar prestige project and just deliberately ruin the aesthetic with your own legacy IP.
It's such a massive technical flex disguised as a joke. Okay, coming in at number 7, Bandai Namco. And this one is wild because they actually messed with the live competitive servers of their game, Dragon Ball Legends.
Yeah, this is where the joke becomes about the sheer expenditure of human labor.
Right, so Dragon Ball Legends is a fighting game full of planet-destroying martial artists who move faster than light. And Bandai Namco dropped a fully playable character into this intense environment, Farmer Goku.
Driving a slow-moving agricultural tractor.
Battling a giant mutant lettuce monster. But wait, when I was reading the source notes on this, they actually coded hitboxes for the lettuce. Yes, they did. For a character to be playable, you need to program collision geometry.
That is insane.
And you have to balance it perfectly, because if his damage output was too high, he would ruin the competitive meta and destroy the leaderboard.
It's had thousands of angry players complaining that a tractor just broke the game.
Right, so hundreds of hours of highly paid developer labor went into tweaking the animation frames and damage scaling of a flying cabbage, all for a joke that lasted exactly 24 hours. The expenditure of that labor is the punchline.
The fact that developers had to sit in a boardroom and have serious meetings about cabbage aerodynamics, I love it. But moving to number 6, we get to the point where the jokes actually stop being funny and start being genuinely terrifying. Square Enix again, with the Nier Cosmic Horror trailer.
This is a fascinating study in brand reputation. So, Nier is directed by Yoko Taro. He's famously eccentric, like he does interviews wearing a giant creepy moon mask.
Oh yeah, he's totally unpredictable.
And his games are known for existential dread and mechanics that actively punish the player. So when Square Enix dropped a meticulously produced trailer announcing a Lovecraftian cosmic horror spin-off,
It legitimately terrified the fans.
it did, because it blurred the line of reality so well. Yoko Taro's reputation is so unhinged that fans genuinely believed he might actually do this just to mess with them. They weaponized his unpredictable reputation perfectly.
Okay, we need to transition away from the digital stuff now because starting at number 5, we hit my favorite theme. Physiological impact that actively bugs your brain. We were talking physical, real-world sensory horror. Ghana chocolate and the chocolate toothpaste.
Oh, this one is brilliantly manipulative.
It really is.
Yeah.
They announced a chocolate-flavored toothpaste, but they went so far as to manufacture physical prototypes and build pop-up displays in high-end retail spaces.
They completely subverted what we call brand grammar.
Yes. Explain that, because the visual of it is so funny.
So imagine the exact lighting, the pristine glass cases, the reverence of a luxury cosmetic launch in Ginza, the kind of setup usually reserved for $200 anti-aging creams.
With the staff wearing those immaculate white gloves.
Exactly, and they use that exact architectural grammar to display a gross-out joke, a brown tube of chocolate toothpaste. The aggressive commitment to placing this object in the physical world is what caught foreign audiences completely off guard.
And it triggers this horrible reaction in your brain. Like, our sources listed some quick related examples of this sensory horror that literally made my stomach turn.
Like Miss Khan's Ajupan Zero.
Ugh. Yes, Ajipan is that super sharp citrus soy sauce, right? They bottled straight tap water, slapped the iconic Ajipan label on it, and marketed it as 0 calories, 0 taste, 0 smell. Your brain sees the bottle and expects intense salt and citrus and gets water.
Or Asahi's tuna-flavored clear soda.
Don't even remind me, they literally described it as having a sticky ocean scent. Who puts those words next to a carbonated beverage?
And St. Gallen's parakeet-flavored beer.
How do you even brew that? You steep the feathers, it's so upsetting. Which is why number 4 is almost a relief, because it's just nothing. Subway Japan and the oxygen sandwich.
They took their eat fresh paradigm to the absolute extreme of negative space.
Right, they released this gorgeous high-resolution photo of an iconic Subway wrapper, meticulously folded to hold absolutely nothing, just a void.
And they sold it with completely deadpan corporate marketing copy. Infinitely fresh, 0 calories, selling an empty void.
It's brilliant, but okay. Listener, brace yourself, because we are entering the top 3 now.
The budgets, the legal risks, the physical reality, everything hits maximum capacity here.
Yeah, starting with number 3, Level 5, a major game studio, and their Animal Crossing clone.
The audacity of this one is just terrifying. Level 5 announced a fake game that was a blatant, highly detailed clone of Nintendo's massive hit, Animal Crossing.
And we really need to emphasize the danger here. Nintendo's lawyers are notoriously terrifying. They will send a cease and desist to anyone. Doing this is basically corporate suicide.
But the visual clone wasn't even the core humor. It was a mechanical critique. They explicitly promised to fix every specific quality of life issue that Nintendo had historically ignored.
Right, like faster crafting or better multiplayer infrastructure, stuff the fans have been begging Nintendo for.
Exactly. So Level 5 was openly poking the bear. The meta joke for the fans wasn't just the fake game, it was the perceived danger of the stunt. Will Nintendo sue them before midnight?
It's like walking up to the biggest guy in a bar and slapping with a rubber chicken. Just massive global brand awareness built on sheer legal recklessness.
Which brings us to number 2. Returning to sensory horror, but this one reveals the secret genius of the entire Japanese April Fool's ecosystem. Coolish and their ice cream shampoo.
Coolish is that really popular ice cream sold in the squeezable foil pouch, right?
Yes, and the texture is very specific. Cold, intensely sweet, slightly melted, and very sticky.
So for April 1st, they put out this high-quality visual of someone in the shower squeezing a pouch of melted vanilla ice cream directly onto their head.
It triggers an involuntary, visceral horror. You immediately imagine the texture of violently scrubbing, sticky, freezing sugar into your scalp.
It makes me physically uncomfortable to think about.
Yeah.
But, okay, I have to confess something here. Looking at some of these food jokes, part of me actually wants to try them. Like, am I crazy for kind of wanting chocolate toothpaste?
You aren't crazy at all. And that is actually the miracle of this whole system. It's the concept of truth emerging from a lie.
What do you mean by that?
This holiday acts as a zero-risk mass-market R&D test. Think about it. If a company proposes an insane flavor and everyone hates it, they just say April Fools and lose nothing.
Right, it was just a joke.
But if the public begs for it, the joke becomes real. Look at Kamita Seika's Happy Turn. It's a mild, innocent children's rice cracker. They joked about making Sura Turn, which translates to painful turn of violently spacey version.
And the internet demanded it, right?
Exactly. It took them 12 months of real R&D, and it hit physical convenience store shelves as a massive hit.
Wait, they actually spent a year formulating a joke snack.
Yes. or Kelby's Kappa Ebison, a shrimp snack. They made a tempura twist joke. It took them 5 years of food science to make it a reality.
5 years? That's insane.
But the most violent consumer demand was for Ginzakoze Corner's drinking custard.
Okay, raw liquid custard in a giant mayonnaise bottle, which I would absolutely buy, by the way.
And so would everyone else in Japan. The demand was so aggressive, they fast-tracked it immediately. They permanently altered their real-world supply chain because the joke willed itself into physical existence.
That is just incredible. But if we're talking about physical existence, we have to talk about number one, the absolute peak of adults wasting money, Domino's Pizza Japan, and the human super drone.
This press release claimed they solved global supply chain issues by strapping a delivery driver into a specialized drone suit.
With massive helicopter propellers mounted directly onto his helmet to fly pizzas over the ocean. And the most shocking part for foreign audiences, no CG was used.
None. They physically built it.
They actually hired aeronautical engineers. They welded a metal harness, attached massive, spinning, highly dangerous helicopter blades to a crash helmet, and physically strapped a human being into it.
The visual is just ridiculous.
Right, just a guy looking so focused, clutching a pepperoni pizza while actual helicopter blades are spinning inches from his skull. It is the absolute pinnacle of corporate madness.
And it was a brilliant satire of the tech industry's obsession with automated drone delivery, ridiculing that sterile automation by using absurd, highly dangerous human logistics.
Okay, so that's the top 10. But we need to look at what happens when this massive ecosystem gets too crowded. With everyone shouting, you have to break the rules to stand out right. You have to hack the algorithm.
Precisely. Like the flying prank. Jinkara Karaoke announced a rebrand to an edamame specialty store, but they deployed it on March 31st.
To beat the angry people.
Exactly. People rushed to correct them, saying, "You ruined your own joke, it's not April 1st yet." And all that outrage drove their viral metrics through the roof before the holiday even started.
And then there's the anti-prank. Imuraya makes the Azuki bar, which is this red bean ice cream pop famous for being rock hard. You could practically use it as a hammer.
So while everyone else was lying, they just posted, "We are hard, we don't do soft pranks."
Going viral by literally just standing perfectly still in the middle of the chaos. But, okay, let's talk about when the pressure cooker actually explodes, the failures. Because this transparent lie thing requires a lot of context.
It does. If you touch real societal anxiety, it fails catastrophically.
Yeah.
Take Hokutokutai, a huge bento box chain. They joked about stopping all rice sales.
Which sounds funny in a vacuum.
Right, but they did it during an actual period of severe rice shortages and inflation in Japan.
No, people were genuinely worried about affording food.
Exactly. It caused genuine nationwide panic, and they were forced into a humiliating corporate apology. You can't joke about a drought when people are thirsty.
And then there was Animate, the anime retailer. They tried to mash up the autumn fandom and the BL or boys love fandom. And to an outsider, that just sounds like two anime fan bases. What was the big deal?
Mechanically and psychologically, they are deeply different safe spaces. Autumn is a self-insert female romance where you are the protagonist. Boys Love is about third-party observation of male romance.
So it's like writing yourself into a romance novel as the star versus being the stage director sitting in the dark watching two other actors fall in love. Mashing them up forces the director onto the stage against their will.
That's a perfect analogy. The core audience felt profoundly violated. Their corporate safe space was used as an interchangeable punchline. The rule of corporate comedy is you cannot mock your own most dedicated spenders.
Wow. Okay, so moving into the present day, there's a new threat to all of this. Generative AI. It's basically ruining the holiday.
It really is. The visual absurdity is dead.
Because think about Domino's building that physical helicopter helmet. The joke worked because it required actual skill and labor. Now, it takes an intern 10 seconds to generate an AI image of a fake burger. The friction is gone.
Exactly. Combined with pandemic exhaustion, this led PR Times to launch the April Dream Initiative.
I love this pivot. Shifting from a day of transparent lies to a day of transparent, impossible, but sincere dreams.
Corporations now state what they wildly hope to achieve for society, even if the tech doesn't exist. Like Vanilla Beans, the Kraft chocolate company. Instead of a fake product, they announced a vision to turn the entire city of Yokohama into a chocolate city.
With massive cocoa fountains and buildings made of chocolate, it keeps the visual whimsy, but highlights their deeply serious corporate commitment to fair trade and ethical sourcing.
And over 1,480 corporations participate now, buying massive Shibuya billboards to broadcast hope instead of hoaxes.
That is beautiful.
So, to summarize the absolute essence of Japanese April Fools, it is a massive, institutionalized performance art festival where elite corporations burn vast resources to build shared, playful fictions that alleviate societal stress.
So, the next time you look at your feed on April 1st, definitely look for the human drones and the farmer Gokus. But also look for the impossible dreams. And honestly, think about those nervous new hires in their black suits on those crowded commuter trains. Perhaps it is exactly because this 24-hour madness exists that Japanese business people can face reality and work hard again tomorrow.
It's a profound thought, and it leaves us with something important to consider. In our current era of deepfakes, AI, and exhausting misinformation, perhaps Japan's model, where corporations and consumers willingly, safely, and communal trust the rest of the world desperately needs to adopt.
Wow, I really love that. Just a scheduled suspension of reality. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. Keep exploring the dreams hidden inside the jokes, and we will catch you next time.